What's going on, investors? My name's Emmanuel, and for this video, we'll be taking a detailed look at Paysafe. Ticker symbol is BFT, and people are dubbing Paysafe to be the next Square, which currently has a market cap of over $97 billion. I've even heard people call Paysafe the next PayPal, which has a market cap of $250 billion. So if indeed Paysafe is the next best fintech company to invest in, then its current price tag of $14 a share is an absolute steal. So with that said, here is what we will be covering in today's video. Number one, we'll be looking at the company profile for Paysafe. Number two, I want us to look at the products and the services that they provide, as well as some of the big problems that they actually solve, because they do actually solve some key problems right now. Number three, I want us to look at some of their competitors, how they weigh up and how they rank themselves. Number four, I want to look at some of the risks associated with the business that no one actually seems to be talking about. And lastly, I'll be giving you my conclusion, and also I'll be letting you know whether I am backing this company with my money, whether I'm investing. I'll let you know what I'm doing, all right? So make sure you watch until the end to find out my full thoughts on Paysafe. Join my Discord investing group where we talk all things stocks, and we've actually been talking about Paysafe quite recently, and it's still currently free, so jump in if that's something that you're interested in. Don't forget to destroy that like button. It lets me know that you enjoy this type of content, and if you are new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date with all the stocks that I am buying, selling, and all the stocks that are on my watch list. With all that said, let's dive into the video. So Paysafe will be merging with the SPAC Foley Trasimene Acquisition Corp 2 with the valuation of $9 billion. Crazy. So this makes it one of the largest SPACs to date. Now, the actual merger is expected to be completed within Q1 or Q2 of 2020, and the new ticker symbol upon completion will be PSFE. So if you are interested in this company by the end of the video, then you definitely need to pay close attention to the first half of 2021. So Paysafe is in the digital commerce space, and they are regarded as one of the market leaders in integrated payment platform solutions. They currently boast a merchant network that processes over $100 billion annually. And one of their unique selling points that stood out to me is their B2B and their B2C payment processing solution. So that's pretty much your business to business and your business to customer. They have stated in their presentation that their proven expertise is in solving and simplifying complexities of global digital commerce, which after reading some resources outside of this presentation, I can actually say this is quite true. And we will get into that later on in the video. So a central pillar of the company is in its ability to enable businesses and customers around the world to connect and essentially transact through their payment processing solutions. Across Europe and the rest of the world, their market volume within the next 5 years is expected to grow at a 12% compounded annual growth rate. And when you're looking in Canada, the growth is slightly higher, which is sitting at 15%. But in the United States, their market volume is expected to grow quite significantly at 55%, which is quite staggering. And as you can see, their organic revenue is $1.5 billion with an organic revenue growth rate of 11% compounded annually from 2020 to 2023, and an organic adjusted EBITDA of 30% plus. But we will go deeper into their financial diversification later in the video, so make sure you stick around for that segment. So that's the company profile for Paysafe. Now let's take a look at some of the products and services that they provide, as well as some of the big problems that they solve. Their first key product is their Paysafe digital wallets, which enables its users to upload, store, withdraw, pay funds, and APMs from a virtual account. And an APM is an abbreviation which pretty much stands for alternative payment methods. And on page 41 of their investor presentation, their APMs are Skrill, Netewa, and Income Access. Now, we were chatting about Paysafe in my Discord group, and shout outs to the XPOG for sharing some interesting articles, but he shared this article in particular, and it highlighted an example of a common problem that Paysafe Skrill actually solves. Now, Diwali is known as India's biggest festival, and Indians abroad all across the world generally tend to send some money back home to their families as gifts. Now, here's the problem. You have slow transaction speeds, non-competitive exchange rates, and also extortionate transfer fees. Now, the solution is Skrill Money Transfer, again, which is a product of Paysafe. And Skrill pretty much offers great exchange rates, no hidden fees or commissions, great customer service, and recipients usually receive money in their bank accounts within the next business day, which of course is an incredible service for Skrill users. Now, my family also uses a similar service to Skrill, especially when we are sending money back home to Nigeria or to Ghana, and this company is actually called World Remit. Their service is usually same-day delivery into the recipient's bank account, or at the very least, the next day. So that's something to bear in mind. Skrill definitely has no shortage of competition within this space. Now, their second product is their Paysafe eCash network, which offers a proprietary digital currency solution empowering online, mobile, and in-app commerce for gamers and cash consumers. And they've listed Fortnite, Twitch, and Spotify in their presentation. And their third and final product is their Paysafe integrated processing, which enables an integrated POS, which again, POS stands for point of sales. And this is really where you're starting to box with the likes of Square because they are dominant in the POS space. But they also have the e-commerce solutions for SMBs and e-commerce sellers to set payment across multiple channels. And they have listed the likes of DraftKings, MindBody, and npower, which is an energy provider. Now, a huge plus that I can see with the various products and the services is that they are very, very well diversified, and that's definitely a plus. Their integrated processing segment is responsible for just 51%, which is quite a big chunk actually, to be fair. But their digital wallets takes up 30%, and finally their eCash network makes up only 19%. But as well as they are diversified in their products and services, I did mention earlier that they are also diversified in terms of geography, with 48% to North America, 38% goes to Europe, and 14% represents the rest of the world. All right, so now let's segue into their competition and let's take a look at who their main competitors are. And they have listed some names that I haven't really heard of. Of course, we all know of PayPal, we've heard of Global Payments, but I'm not quite familiar with Nuvei, Paya, I don't even know how you pronounce it, Repay, and the rest that's listed. So I definitely feel like Stripe should be on this list. You know, maybe Square, Adyen. I think they also need to be on this list. But hey, companies have to make themselves look good in their presentations, right? Because if not, you might actually end up investing in their competition instead. But that's definitely food for thought. But with the competitors that they have listed, they claim to have the complete package when you're considering the likes of e-commerce capabilities, two-sided network, vertical focus, global, and also risk management factors. And speaking of risk management, that's a great segue into some of the risks that I've discovered while researching this company. And these are risks that I've not seen anyone talk about, and they're quite important. So firstly, Paysafe is actually not a new company. This company was founded in 1996, and they're a combination of three separate companies: Netella PLC, NetBank Limited, and Optimal Payments Limited. Okay, so they've been around for over 20 years. And on their website, they've actually painted this as a positive, stating that due to their 20 plus years of experience, they claim to understand how to stay ahead of the curve, how to anticipate new customer needs, how to react to regulatory changes, and how to leverage new technologies. Which, with that amount of experience behind you, and also with Paysafe being able to last that long, you could possibly say that, you know, maybe those claims are justified. However, my main concern and one of the biggest risks I see is that they have over 20 years of experience, right? But they're not ranked in the top 10 payment companies in the world. And they're not even ranked in the top 10 in the fintech companies list, which is generated by Fintech Magazine, who track all of the fintech companies in the world. I mean, you will find nearly all of Paysafe's peers ranked. You've got Stripe, you've got Square, you've got PayPal, Adyen. They are all ranked within the top 10, with Stripe in first place for majority of these categories. But it is really concerning that Paysafe didn't even make top 10, despite being an older establishment. I mean, they are much older than the likes of Square and so on. So it really does beg the question, or it makes me question that, is this a company that really know how to, quote, stay ahead of the curve? I don't think so. And nor does Fintech Magazine. They don't seem to think so either. And another risk to me as an investor is that I think that they've deliberately omitted who their main competitors are from their peer comparison list. I mean, if you're a company that wants to grow and, you know, beat out your competition, then you have to compare yourself with who the very best are in your field and try to find ways to improve your own business. And the fact that they haven't done that, or at least presented it in their investor presentation, makes me feel like they're trying to hide something and hope that investors won't look beyond their investor presentation. See, I would much rather prefer for them to show their shortfalls, especially when they compare themselves to the likes of Stripe and Square, and then also detail how they plan to improve or at least beat them at their game. But they haven't done that, and I do see that as a huge red flag, and I do feel like they're hiding that fact and hoping that investors won't go digging. Well, I did, and it is a big risk for me. So with all that we've discussed in this video, what is my conclusion and what will I be doing with this stock? Well, my conclusion is this. I do not believe Paysafe are one of the market leaders. I mean, shoot, they're not even in the top 10. They are in an extremely competitive fintech industry, which you can argue they had the first mover advantage back in 1996. But clearly they've let that advantage slip to the likes of Stripe, WorldRemit, PayPal, Adyen, and the rest. I think this business might see some level of growth, especially in the e-cash side of their business. But remember, it only equated to like 19%. And that growth as well will only be directly correlated to the growth in the gaming industry and also the amount of money that these gamers are spending in the likes of Fortnite and so on. But I don't see massive growth in their other two products or services that they provide. And I honestly don't see this company as a good long-term investment. But since we are in the year of the SPAC bubble, and this being a SPAC that's also within a hot industry, which is the fintech industry, I do see this as an incredible swing trade opportunity because the downside versus the upside, especially if this SPAC runs, which BFT definitely has the potential to run, I think is massive. So with that said, I did start a position in this SPAC last week. I own just over 100 shares and I'm prepared to pretty much hold this position and let it run until at least the Q1 or Q2 of 2021. Because remember, that's when their merger will be complete. My price target in the meantime is for it to reach $30 a share. Although I am prepared to start taking some profits off the table if we do manage to hit $20 a share. But if you do want to stay up to date with all of the moves that I'm making, especially with what I'm doing with this position, then you definitely need to join my Discord group. The link is in the description below, so I want to see you in there. But with all that said, please make sure that you do your own due diligence and your own analysis before you decide to invest in any stock. Remember, I am not a financial advisor, so please view my content as purely educational and definitely not investing advice. If you do want to learn about investing, there are some links in the description below, including some books that I highly recommend. Don't forget to smash the like button if you gained some value from today's video. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.